listen to that, everyone. Lions or leopards or any big cats trying to get something out of a pond or a pan or a dam. I'm just trying to think now, Zoe. I haven't seen it myself, well, to an extent, and I'll show you a picture shortly, but I haven't actually seen lions or leopards trying to catch catfish, myself, but I've seen documentaries where they do it, and they will definitely do it. If they come across a drying up water hole or pan, they will definitely go in and try and catch some of these catfish, especially leopards. Have I ever seen lions actually go into a pan where a giraffe had drowned and the lions climbed into the water and onto the giraffe to feed? And I'll actually show you a picture of it just so you can see what it looked like. It was a sighting not too long ago, and it just shows you how these lions will literally climb into the water if they want to see, or if they need to get to food. And if you have a look here, is just a picture I took of this male lion. Look at that, feeding on a giraffe and completely in the water hole. Isn't that incredible? So this, I took this, I think it was in August. So this giraffe, old giraffe, and we spoke about it earlier, what would cause older animals to die, and this old giraffe came down and drank and actually slipped, fell into the water hole and couldn't get up again. It was just old, weakened, and it drowned, and these male lions eventually found it and fed on it. But the way, just to show you how opportunistic they are, they climbed into the water, walked in and started to feed, and they were there for about 2 or 3 days because it was a massive kill, big giraffe, and it was just the 2 males. No other lions came and fed on it, so they were there for quite some time. Some cubs playing over there. A lot of sounds, everybody. Can you hear that? Look at those cubs rubbing up against the females. Wonderful interaction. But these cubs are very vocal this morning, which is great. Lovely to hear them making their little sounds. And very different to that growling when they are feeding. Oh, there comes a little cub. Oh dear, what's wrong? Where are you running off to? Perhaps a little bit nervous of the vehicle moving around. Just watching closely. Interesting question, Crystal. You wanted to know if the lions will kill more often as the cubs get older. Crystal, Most likely, you know, as the cubs get older, obviously they need more food. So, in saying that, then they probably have to kill quite regularly to feed a whole pride of, you know, 5 females, 8 cubs, 13 lions. It's a lot of lions to feed, a lot of mouths to feed. So they may indeed hunt more frequently, but the other thing is, we've been lucky to see them the last 2-3 weeks being very successful hunting buffalo. It's not always like that, everyone. It really isn't. The lions are not always that successful when it comes to hunting. Generally, an average with lion success is they only have about a 30% success rate from all the hunts. I know a lot of us watch these documentaries on National Geographic and so on, and we see these lion hunts and kills on a regular basis, and we've been lucky to show you some of that live on safari now. But it doesn't always happen like that. You know, a lot of those documentaries, people spend hours out there watching, following, spending time with these animals and trying to get them hunting. But they're not always that successful. It's difficult for lions to hunt because all these other animals are so aware and so alert of what's going on around them. I just think because at the moment the buffalo are weak and there's a lot of buffalo around, that the lions have been more successful. But when they get older, these cubs, the lions will still try and hunt, so probably just as frequently as they are doing now. As I mentioned again, they're very opportunistic. So if food is around, they will hunt. But they will need more meat to feed these cubs when they are older. So probably hunt a lot more and a lot more frequently when they do get older. So I was starting to worry about James. I thought he got lost because I hadn't heard from him for quite a while. But he apparently has a surprise on Cheetah Plains for you. So let's go see what that is.
We have the biggest marula tree on Cheetah Plains here, and I thought that you'd love to see that. Oh, David, what's that? It looks like your favorite leopard. Everybody, that is the famous Quarantine, son of Karula the Queen, ergo one of the princes. There are many princes, of course. And I think he's a magnificent fellow, and he is David's very favourite animal in the world. David, why is he your favourite animal? You just like him. You like his vibe, do you? He is very splendid indeed. He is also very tired. Now, I don't know. We just got here right now, so I don't know if there's something dead in the tree that is making him so full and sleepy here, but I don't think so, because he came, I think, from 3 in a row Pan, climbed into this tree and went to sleep. And this leopard, I think quite unusually, likes to sleep in trees even if he doesn't have a kill. He's often found just sort of lying up in a tree. Oh, that is a quintessential leopard shot, isn't it? I'm just going to move out the way quickly for Andrew. There we go. David, I think the leopard is better looking than I am. All he was doing is levelling the camera, everybody. Oh, okay. Nkuhuma Pride. I just have to move quickly. Taj, Andrew's just reminded me that I'm trespassing slightly and I'll be in trouble if I get seen. So I'm just going to move out the way. It's fine. Taj, you are watching, believe it or not, on Periscope, which of course is Twitter's live video feed, and you say you want to know whether this is live or not. Tudge, it's Periscope. Of course it's live. And of course the very fact that I have mentioned your name just after you've asked the question indicates that we are completely live in Africa on the western fringes of the Kruger Park with a leopard. And the leopard is very much alive, Tudge. You can see it breathing there. It has not been placed there. It is real. And he's a 4-year-old male leopard coming up on his 4th birthday next month. It was a Christmas baby. His mother, Karula, one of our favourite characters. She's 12 years old. Almost 13 now. She's got 2 other little cubs at the moment. They're now 9 months old. And he was part of her 4th litter. He and his brother were number 7 and 8. Now, Teresa, you and various others have said to me, do I see the sterling pound note sign on his left brow? And I've got to tell you, I've stared long and hard at his left brow. I've just seen it. Okay, thank you, Teresa. I've got it now. Everyone, if you look above his left eye, most of you know this, of course, there is a pound note, and sort of the spots make up a pound sign. And I've only just managed to see it now. Thank you, Teresa. I've stared at this leopard for hours, but now I've managed to see it. There it is. Excellent. Thank you, Teresa. So we'll sit here for a little while, and then we'll press on and see what else Cheetah Plains has to offer. But let's just spend a bit of time with him. I know he's not doing flick-flacks or swinging from branch to branch, but it is just so very quintessential to sit with the male leopard in a tree in Africa, live, of course, from the African wild. So if you're watching on Periscope, well, be not in doubt. All right, now those lions are insatiable. They're hungry again. Let's head across to them. They seem to be about to go for another buffalo.
Okay, everyone, something has just materialized over here. These lionesses have spotted some buffalo moving not too far away. You can... actually, I don't know if you'd be able to see them. You might be able to. There they are. Can you see that? They're the buffalo. So not too far. And these lionesses are all fixed and focused on them at the moment. It looks as if they may try and flank them a little bit. Now, this could just happen very quickly. And we've spoken about how opportunistic these lions are. And this could get very, very exciting very quickly. And just a reminder, everybody, that this is live and this is wild. So for sensitive viewers, if you are not wanting to see a hunt, it might be a good time to go and make a cup of tea if you do not want to see it. I'm not saying they're definitely going to be successful, but there is a good chance. So let's see what happens. Wow, this is exciting. Very, very exciting. We don't want to move around too much because we don't want to disturb them. And it looks like those buffalo are heading in this direction. So what I assume might happen is these lionesses might lie down and wait for the buffalo to move a bit closer so that they don't have to stalk. They can just lie in ambush. And what might happen is then, as they get a bit closer, rush out and try and get one of these buffalo. It's very exciting. Let's see what happens. I can see. Here comes an elephant too, moving through there. That could definitely change things slightly, because elephant often chase lions if they do smell them or see them. But watch, all these lionesses now are completely fixated on these buffalo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the other lioness? I just see 4 of them at the moment. But it's incredible how the whole atmosphere around here has just changed. Oh, this is interesting, but those are some big males. You can see just by the boss, middle section of horn, the boss, it's very thick. So these do look like bigger males, bigger than this buffalo that they did kill. And these little cubs are calling around us, making a bit of noise. Isn't that a wonderful shot that Brian has got there with the lioness and the buffalo in the background? Ah, it's wonderful. That is really great. The elephants seem to be moving away. It's actually hard to see. You can't see the elephants now. They're about 60 meters or so away. 60 to 70 meters. And it looks like they're moving away from here. I can just see the ears moving through. But let's stay with this lioness and buffalo, because look how fascinating this is. Watch her stalking everyone. And as I mentioned, well, you can see the 2 lionesses now lying there. I think the other one is just behind those bushes. So lying, waiting, not stalking any closer, just seeing if these buffalo actually approach them and they can ambush them. It'd be much easier than trying to stalk. This is very exciting, everyone, and the thing is that we don't know when this is going to explode. It could happen any time from now, or 10, 15 minutes from now. But let's have a look. Buffalo coming closer.
There's the cub.
Brian was saying he thinks this buffalo heard the cub, and that's a possibility. Heard the sound of the little cubs making a noise. So hopefully the cubs don't spoil it for the lionesses. Michael, you asked, do the cubs know to sit still and be quiet? It does appear as if they do know. They're not walking over to the females and bothering them. They are hanging back. They're lying down where they were left, but they are making little sounds, which is not ideal. They need to be quieter. But it is incredible to see how they know to hang back a little bit. They're not right next to the females or moving around or playing as much as they were earlier. So that instinct does kick in, and they can see the change in body language from the lionesses, as you can see there. That lion poised and ready. Flying Fish, you asked, are buffalo colorblind? Now I'm trying to think. And I always forget this. I wonder how they study it. Apparently, judging by the rods and cones in their eyes, they can determine what animals see. And they usually say, predators generally see in a black and white color. But I don't know about antelope and buffalo and that. I'm actually not sure what their eyesight is like, if it is color. I would assume it's a bit of color though. And again, I always wonder how accurate those studies are, but nowadays modern medicine and the studies and the research that gets done, it is really incredible. These cubs are starting to move a bit closer, everyone, which is a bit worrying, because they may mess up this hunt or potential hunt, or spoil it if they make too much noise, move around too much. Those buffalo are still slowly creeping forward. Again, I don't want to move too much now. Don't want to disturb the lionesses or the buffalo. We don't want to favor either of the two. But look at that. Oh, that buffalo is getting much closer. If these lionesses do spring up and run off the buffalo, we will move quite quickly. Now that female buffalo over there is not looking too healthy at the moment. You can see the ribs. And I say it's a female, you can see the boss, very, very thin horn structure, not as thick as the males around her. So something like that could potentially be a bit easier to hunt, everyone, because she looks a little bit weaker. So let's see what happens. These little cubs better sit tight. Wow, that's amazing. Look at that, everyone. Now, as I mentioned, hang on. These lions have kind of flanked these buffalo a little bit. They spread out. They're probably about 40 meters apart. From the lioness on the furthest or far left to the lioness on the far right. So they've kind of flanked them, and what may happen is one could possibly burst out and maybe try and chase one buffalo towards the other lionesses. Okay, it's starting to get quite tense here again, everyone. These buffalo are even closer now. Look at that. I think the buffalo, yeah, there we go. I'm gonna move, everyone. Let's try to see. It looks like they managed to not quite get one yet, but they were following one. The elephant or trumpeting. There we go. There's the lioness on the back, everyone. Look at that, look at that. There we go, the elephants have trumpeted, they're moving off. Oh wow, look at this. Yes, this is incredible, everyone. Just again, everybody, for those sensitive viewers, if you are watching, it's not always easy to see, but this is nature, everybody. So just bear that in mind, please. And this is interesting. Let's just watch. 5 lionesses. Now watch how they'll try and keep that buffalo busy while that one lioness is hanging on. She won't let go, but look how strong this. Look at that, try and get the legs out from under the buffalo. And how powerful is that buffalo though, to be able to stand with this lioness on its back. Those other buffalo may also come back and help this one. There's some elephant coming into the area now too. Let's see what happens. Wow, this is... Oh. Look at that. Managed to shake off that lioness and get away. Now with this elephant just off to the right, you might see it coming into frame. There we go. Let's see what happens here. Now you see the lionesses moving off very quickly. I don't like the elephant very much. Wow! Look at that. Isn't that incredible? Buffalo managed to get away and the elephant just chased the lions off. You see, lions do not really like big elephant. I'm just going to watch what this elephant does. No, easy. I'm not going to move. She's just chasing that other lioness. Don't charge us. Hey, don't worry. See, I don't want to move. No, hang on. We're not here to hurt you. See, I don't want to make too many loud noises and sounds like this other guy is doing. See, they're a little bit upset with these lions around. This is just a young elephant though. I just want to sit tight. So everyone, see, this is typical behavior. These animals do get very upset when there are lions around and that, but I do think staying calm as much as possible is far better than trying to make too much noise, shouting at the elephant. Try to keep our voices as calm as possible. I do believe they pick up on that, and that young elephant could see just coming towards us and then moved off again, just unhappy with all these lions around. And there it goes. Some more elephant running, and there's buffalo running off to our left. Possibly smelt. Now, situations like this, everyone, you do have to be sure to have an escape route just in case, especially with a herd of elephant around like this, and with that other one trumpeting, it will definitely alert the herd. And you saw some buffalo running there too. I don't know where the lions have gone now. One lioness headed back in that direction. So it's all going on at the moment. It really is. I mean, this is incredible. Isn't that amazing? And that elephant did get my blood pumping a little bit. But like I said, it's best to stay calm and just try and assess the situation as best as possible. Not panic, not make too much noise. Just see, and if you need to, then you can react and possibly make a loud noise, which would probably stop the elephant. But luckily there, it didn't look like it was really aggressive, just wanted to warn us and try to chase us away too. And I think purely because it got hyped up by those lions being around here. How amazing was that? That was incredible. So exciting. Wow, I've got goosebumps, everyone. That was incredible. There's still some elephant moving off through the thicket. You can't really see them now, but I'm just wanting to explain the scenario a little bit better. So there's still a few elephant dotted around. Some buffalo moved around again. Looks like most of the lionesses headed back towards the rest of the cubs, and so we'll move around and head back there shortly. But it's interesting to see how that behavior, and that's why the buffalo calling like that distress call alerted the elephant came back, the other buffalo came back too, and it's incredible to see once those lions get outnumbered or these big animals start chasing them, they're very nervous and they'll get out of there very quickly. That buffalo was lucky though to be able to shake that lioness off, and with that elephant coming in. And I always say this, with seeing that elephant move in and those lions run off, who is the king of the jungle? And I think it might be the elephant, everyone, because that one elephant just came in and basically saved the buffalo, I think, and chased the lions off. What a fascinating sighting. Yeah, that is incredible. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back and let's go see where those lions are, if they've moved back to where the cubs were. And let's see, I can't see them just yet. Moved off a little bit. When a Chavlondov. Laughing at the other ranger. There's still that young elephant over there, straight ahead, everybody, and it possibly sees or smells the lions. That's where the lions were. I think these lions have, what's the best way to describe it, hightailed it out of here. Yeah, there they go. They're running off to the right. Can you see them down there, Brian? There, I've just spotted them. There they go. That elephant is not happy with them. Also, I think, everyone, I'm not going to go too much closer because I don't want to aggravate that elephant anymore. There's no need for that. And again, remember, we need to be sensitive. And something like this puts all these animals on edge. And to avoid situations, you do give them a bit of space. There's no need for us to go closer. I think it is important that everybody realizes that this really was an incredible sighting in terms of interaction and between three different species, three of the big five, and the apex predator of the area, and then the two largest herbivores around here. Well, the buffalo, I suppose, probably the third or fourth largest, if you take into consideration the rhino and the hippopotamus. Hang on a second, I might get us a better view from this side. No, Maggie, I don't think so. I'll tell you why I say that, everyone. Is these elephant moved into the area. So we first heard the elephant coming through, and then we saw the buffalo. Those distress calls from the buffalo basically got the rest of the herd to come back and try and help. I mean, we could see them in the background. The thing is, that distress call and that does now work up the elephant and gets the elephant's attention. Now this elephant, it was actually a herd of elephant around here. So now we've got a herd of elephant, and they are very protective over one another. And because there's a predator around, the elephant don't necessarily know, are these lions just hunting the buffalo? Are the lions going to go for the buffalo and for one of the elephant? So my theory, and I say this is a theory because there's never a guaranteed answer or a completely correct answer in a situation like this. My theory is that these elephants were aggravated by the sounds, the smells of the lions, the buffalo distress call. All of that put these elephants on edge, and now what they're going to do is they're going to protect themselves. They want to get rid of these predators. So all that elephant did was come through, trumpet charge. The rest of the herd was then very wary of the lions around. They moved a little bit closer together. We saw they were in the background. Some of the other elephant have come into the area now too to investigate. So I don't think it was necessarily a case of the elephant knowing that it is coming to save the buffalo. Because if we think back, the lioness was on that buffalo quite some time. So, I think it's purely a case of the elephant were protecting their own herd and themselves and just purely trying to get rid of a predator. Even when lions aren't hunting, if lions are sleeping in the shade of a tree and elephants walk by, if they smell them or see them, they'll come straight back and they'll chase them away. I've seen it many times, purely because they are predators. They don't want them around. So I think that's what happened in that situation. These elephants seem to have calmed down now a little bit. The lions have moved off. I can just still see some movement through the thicket. It's very difficult to see them. But wasn't that incredible interaction? To see it all unfold in front of us. These buffalo moving closer towards the lions not stalking necessarily, but just lying in ambush. And as soon as those buffalo got it close enough, off they went. And they tried to catch one, and that lioness did very well, I think, to be able to jump on the back of that buffalo. And we saw how powerful that lioness was holding on, and that's a good 140, 150 kilograms. So what's that, about 340 pounds, somewhere around there, I would say. 320, 340 pounds of muscle on your back. And this buffalo, that female buffalo, managed to stand her ground, turn around, chase off the other lions. You saw she used her horns. She kept facing them, trying to chase them off, and managed to shake off that other lioness, which was incredible. Just shows you how powerful these buffalo actually are. There we can see some movement through the thicket. There goes the lionesses. Marianne from Arkansas, the cubs I did see moved with those lionesses. The lionesses just ran back towards the cubs, took the cubs away from this area. These elephants are all feeding in and around that area where the carcass was of that buffalo that they were feeding on. So the lionesses did just take all of them down towards the drainage line. I'm not sure how we're going to get down there. It looks very thick, as you can see. But they did fetch the cubs and take them away. You can see the elephant off to our left, still feeding. Ralph the dog, you wanted to know, will the buffalo survive those wounds that were inflicted on it by the elephant now? Yes, definitely. I think all that it got was a few scratches on the back and a bite or two on the right on the back, on the spine and that, but it didn't look like it caused too much damage. And these animals all have an amazing ability to heal very, very well. And often you'll find buffalo with scars, not just buffalo, zebra, you'll find them, and some other animals, larger animals, you'll find them with scars from lions and that, but they've managed to get away and eventually they will heal. And that buffalo looked fine when it did move off. Obviously a lot of adrenaline going through it, but I mean, you could see how powerful it was to turn around and shake off that lioness. What an amazing sighting, everybody. That was very, very special. It's not something you see every day. So, and we were speaking about it earlier when I said, these lions are not always successful when they hunt. And we've just seen that. They will try and every now and then they are lucky and they do pull a buffalo down. These buffalo are powerful, and we just saw now how the herd works together, and one or two of the buffalo came back to try and help, but I think also luckily the elephant were around here to chase the lions off, and so that the buffalo could get away. Fascinating behavior. It does not get much better than that, everyone, that's for sure. Just trying to see, let's just have a quick look around here, see if I can see which direction those lines have gone. It looks like they moved up this drainage line. But like I said, everyone, and you see, I'd like to stress this, because I think it's important. You see these videos on YouTube of people being charged and chased by elephant and panicking a little bit, or not listening to warning signs and that, and not understanding the elephant behavior. I'm not saying I'm an expert at all, but I do think that spending a lot more time out here does enable you to understand their behavior a bit better. And that situation, I just didn't feel the need to have to start the vehicle, rev it, make a loud noise and race away. And it's strange, and I don't know, it's just a feeling that you get sometimes when dealing with some of these animals. I am always very, very careful and very wary of elephant. Look at the herd off to our right, everyone. Look how they're all standing. And that is because potentially still in this area. So they're staying close by just in case, just to make sure. Debbie, you wanted to know if one of these Birmingham males, one of the big coalition males, if he was with the Pride, would there have been a different outcome? It's hard to say, Debbie. I think because of these elephant and that came through, I think the outcome in the end would have been the same. But perhaps the lions would have been able to get that buffalo down, because with a big powerful male around, they usually help a lot with buffalo kills. And he would have most likely been able to take that buffalo down. So it could have resulted in the buffalo being taken down, but I think in the end, with these elephant around, I think it would have been the same outcome. Now everybody, I'm just watching these elephant behavior and listening to them. I'm actually going to leave them, and I'll tell you why. They do seem a little bit distressed still, and I don't want to disturb them any further or cause them to react. Remember, I just said the whole thing is being sensitive, understanding the behavior. There's no need to try and move closer. We've seen them now, we know where they are, but you can see they are distressed. They've got the little ones close to them, and I'd prefer just to leave them alone, because I think even though they seem relaxed, but again, you don't want to take a chance, and there's no need to. So I'm going to leave them alone. They're not reacting to us in any way, but like I said, it's always better to be safer than sorry. See if we can get back out of this area. But let's still see where the rest of these other elephant are. James, you want to know if the lions would track the blood trail of that buffalo? James, I'm not sure. Potentially, but the thing is, I didn't see too much blood coming off of that buffalo. I don't know if some of the viewers got to see more. I mean, I could see some of the scratch wounds, but to see the actual blood trail or to follow it may happen, James. It may happen. I'm not ruling it out completely, but I don't think so. I think those lions are a little bit upset now that they missed their kill. See, these elephants are still here, and I'm just going to see. Was this a young one? I think that was making all the noise earlier. And the reason why I'm giving them space now is because that carcass is just behind them. So this elephant can definitely smell it. And I don't want to. No, they seem fine. Anyway, again, it's a case of, I think, just trying to stay calm in a situation. Don't try and aggravate the animals even more. So there, just a slow, soft, calm voice. Who knows? I mean, like I say, I don't know if I'm not saying I'm an elephant expert at all, but I do think that the more time you spend with these animals, you do understand their behavior a bit better. And again, just trying to be sensitive and trying to keep a bit of space. That elephant came towards us. but I just didn't feel like it was necessarily going to charge and hit the vehicle or anything. And there's still, this little one is giving us some warnings over here. That's great. Anyway, they've moved off a little bit so we can squeeze through here now. Our beard, you wanted to know why don't prey animals hang out with elephants more often? That's a good idea, because as you can see, it's quite nice when you've got some elephant around. Wow, that was incredible. Very, very exciting. I'm so glad you got to watch all of that with us from the beginning and to see what happened. Just trying to see if I can see where these lions have gone, everybody. I can't see. Let's just have a look. Stay with us a little bit. Oh, these brakes, everybody. Sure. Let's just see if we can see where they've gone. Dana, you want me to do an impression of the squeaky brakes? No, sorry, Dana, not just yet. I don't think that would be very wise. Let's just have a look here, everybody. Let's see if we can find out where these lions have gone. Very upset and moved off very quickly. They did not want to tangle with the elephant. Yeah, oh, well done. Yeah, there they are. All spotted again, Brian. Yeah, just on the other side, trying to get a little gap. Can you see them through there? Again, fortunately, there they go. They're the cubs, everyone. So those of you who were a little bit worried about the cubs, as I said, the lionesses just quickly ran back, got the cubs and got out of there. So you really don't have to worry. So everybody walked out of there fairly unscathed, bar the buffalo that got a few scratches on the back, but I think she will be okay. They're just on the other side of that drainage line again, everyone. So unfortunately, I mean, we did try and look if we could drive through there. It's very thick and I won't be able to get through there. No, they're just lying down now, which is good news. Oh, that's good. So they'll probably just rest around this area. If there are more buffalo around, they could potentially try later, if they do see some more buffalo. And there are a lot of buffalo around at the moment, as we said, and they appear every so often, and just shows you how opportunistic these lions are. Feeding on the carcass, but if there's fresh food, they'll go for it. Ruth, I'll answer your question shortly. I just want to move out of the way for this other vehicle. They're just on the other side of the drainage line, and just on the other side. You might see them from this side. I'm not sure if you can get through there. Yeah, just have a look over there. And there's some Ellies around. That's why they chased them. They've been running through. It's been difficult to, yeah. Enjoy, everybody. Enjoy. Thanks, Ephraim. Just trying to tell them where the lions are so that they can try and get a view. But there are still a few elephant around, so those lions will try and avoid that area. Oh, now I've lost my train of thought. What was the question again? Right. Ruth, you asked about the lions being agitated after a situation like that, with them being chased away or losing a kill. I don't think so. I think it would have got the adrenaline going a little bit, that's for sure. But I don't, I think it happens, well, not I think, I know it happens more frequently than we realize. So I don't think they get agitated. I think it's a situation where they possibly, how do we know how they feel? We don't know. So I just think it's we lost that one, we'll try for the next one. So I wouldn't say they get agitated at all. I don't think so. That was very, very interesting. Might have to do a little happy dance just now, because that was such a wonderful sighting, a very, very intense sighting. Nice to have a little elephant coming after us, eh, Brian?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to carry on driving around and see what else we can find. There's been so much happening this morning. Let's head back to James, who is still apparently out on drive. Let's see what he's up to.
I don't know if you caught that last little bit of the yawn that Bateleur gave everybody. He's obviously very tired. It's Tuesday morning, of course. He's just coming out of a heavy weekend, scratching his ear. We went past him on our way to Cheetah Plains and thought, no, we must quickly get to quarantine. And we didn't stop, but he hasn't moved 1 inch. Anyway, we left quarantine because he was lurking, doing absolutely nothing in that tree. And of course, you had that astounding sighting again of the Nkuhuma Pride, which seems to... I have the opposite effect on them from Byron and Taylor. I inspire them to go to sleep. I bore them to tears to the extent that all they do is lie down and go to sleep when I'm around. And when Byron and Taylor are there, they kill things willy-nilly. Anyway, it's just the way it is, David. Not everybody can find you entertaining. Sometimes nobody. But this is a wonderful picture of the Bateleur. Fully mature, using his eyes to scan the landscape for things to kill with those talons that David's showing you. You can see the nictitating membrane there, closing across the eyes. See how quickly it goes? Just cleaning the lenses. Isn't that cool? Gosh, he's a pristine bird, isn't he? And all around, the sounds of the summer are now starting to fill the air. It's really warming up quite nicely. There are cicadas and crickets and grasshoppers and obviously birds. And that stillness that we had at the beginning of the morning is the same now. I was just thinking as we were driving along yesterday, and I had the same feeling when we were on quarantine, at quarantine, while the mayhem that was going on around the Nkuhumas, the elephants and buffalo and killing and all of that sort of stuff going on, so close by, everything just carrying on completely normally. And isn't that a kind of, I suppose, a microcosm of what happens throughout the whole world? It's going to fly, David, it's going to fly, or turn around and relieve itself. But all around the world, different kinds of tragedies and triumphs are going on, and for most of the rest of us, we just don't notice. And off he goes. He's gone off there. Cool. Well, that was a nice little interlude. I didn't put him to sleep, David. No. Now Connor, who was around the Gowrie repeater a little bit earlier, said he heard a buffalo bellowing. Unfortunately, we're really already on Cheetah Plains. We're going to just do a quick turn around there. I don't know if a buffalo has been killed, it can only have been, I suppose it's possible the Nkuhuma Pride's come back up here. I suppose it's possible that one of the males or two of the males got hold of them, or maybe they were just having a fight with each other. But we'll go and have a quick look-see. We don't have much time left, so I'm just turning the Game Drive channel up so I can hear what's going on. And so we're going to drive at a relatively highish speed. There are some Impala there, and they're gathering around the water as it starts to warm up. Hello JT, you're wondering about old age and whether or not animals ever die of old age or if they just get killed by things here. JT, very few animals I think probably die of old age. That said, I think it's more than we think it is. I think that because I've obviously up in East Africa we know that far more animals, and I think this is fascinating too, this is happening quite a lot now. Far more animals die of natural causes than are killed by predators. And I think that is probably the case here too. I think when animals get old, they probably get sick. And maybe they do just pop off. Anyway, this fighting that's taking place between the males, which is not uncommon, I think is brought on by the fact that I think the hormone levels of the females have probably increased. I think they're probably producing estrogen just before they give birth that the males can smell, but not to the same extent that they can when they're just about to go into the rut. And I think that's making them a little bit sort of competitive with each other. That's my guess. Would anyone like to confirm or deny that estrogen does get produced in slightly higher levels when just before a female is about to give birth? I think that's what happens. Okay, let's carry on. Now, I've just heard something on the radio. I'm not sure it's... I think those lions have tried to attack another buffalo. I'm not sure.
Off standing here now, James. A big male. He didn't drink. I was hoping to see him drink. He may have had a drink already by the time we got here. And yeah, they do not eat giraffe that often, the lions. But I have seen them feeding on giraffe and have seen them hunt giraffe. But yeah, it's not something. I think that's very easy. And the giraffe can do some serious damage with these kicks. They can kick forwards and backwards. Oh, there's a beautiful red-chested cuckoo. Oh, Brian, I think I can see it at the top of the tree. A dead tree. Hang on, let me see. Let me turn for you. Okay, have you got him? Red-chested cuckoo, everyone. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yay. Now, I know you probably can't tell the difference between my call and the bird call. I won't spoil it for you. We'll listen to the red-chested cuckoo do it. It's a wonderful call. It's a beautiful bird, isn't it, everyone? And you can see that bit of a rufous reddish brown coloration around the neck over there. Should have a bit more. This could possibly still be I think this might be a female. Let me just have a look quickly. There's another one calling in the distance. Let's just see. I think the male, the male definitely has a lot more rufous and then around the neck and chest area. The younger ones not so much, but anyway, it looks like this one's a little bit, you can still see on the throat, you can see the red or the rufous. Alright, James has got some primates he'd like to show you quickly, everyone.
There are a few of them left. It's a very large troop of baboons, this actually. They're heading towards Treehouse Dam, I think. But they were not impressed to see the vehicle. They went scampering off into the bush here. And I think this is the same troop that chased Karula's cubs the first time I saw them being chased by baboons. And they tend to come, they do little forays into the southern end of Djuma, and then they go back towards Little Gowrie. It's a big troop. There are probably 30 animals here. Now that female, it's just disgusting, but that is seriously attractive to a male baboon. That swollen, dung-encrusted back end is deeply attractive to a male baboon. And that just means she's ready to mate. She's in estrus. And that female obviously isn't. You can see the difference. I wish they weren't so nervous of us, because they're just the best value to watch. I mean, you can sit and watch a troop of baboons for hours. Look at the big one at the back there. He's a very large fellow. His tail's moving. Yeah, that's a formidable animal. He is not to be trifled with. Very, very strong. Not shy of a fight. And that's about the size of the one we saw trying to hook poor little Hosanna out of a tree the other day. So nice to see them. I really do feel we miss out on quite a lot by the fact that we don't see so many baboons around, because their behavior is, well, it's amusing, it's fascinating, their social structure is incredible, but unfortunately, right. There it goes. It will be a young male, much the same way that young bull elephants hang off the sort of edge of the herd, so the young male baboons will do the same. Hello, Justin. You're wondering if these baboons are able to paint like the ones in The Lion King. No, they're not painters. I think that the baboon in The Lion King was not... it's interesting. The Lion King, of course, is, apart from being a great story, is the greatest purveyor of biological untruths that there's ever been. But one of the things that's interesting about it is that it was set in East Africa, we think. And the baboon species there that you get is called the olive baboon. And, of course, the baboon in The Lion King, whose name was Rafiki. Rafiki was, I think, a mandrill. So he wasn't actually a baboon. He's a kind of a baboon, but he was a mandrill. And I think mandrills are not found where lions are found. I would actually let's find you a picture of Rafiki in the book here. So, yes, and yet another misconception that has been perpetuated by the Lion King, that guides around Africa are currently tearing their hair out at because their guests are coming and asking questions about, Pride Rock and males in the Pride, and, is there always an evil brother in a coalition and that sort of thing. Let me find you a mandrill, because they're quite impressive. The olive baboon looks just about exactly like our baboon. Or a gelada, maybe he's supposed to be a gelada. Here we go. Yeah, there's a mandrill. That's the one there. Now I seem to remember Rafiki having a face sort of that colour. Don't you remember that, David?
Yes.
So I think that's what Rafiki was. Yes, there we go. So Rafiki was a mandrill, which of course is only found in the far west of Africa, where there are no plains and very little in the way of lions. He was a medicine man. Maybe he'd come all the way across the continent to spend time with the Pride. But you know, as they say in Hollywood, why let the truth get in the way of a good story? Now, there are two things I wish to achieve in the not too distant future. The first is to see the first Impala lamb, and the second is to catch a dung beetle live on screen, like that. I've never managed to do it. Now we are going to go up towards where we think Connor had that maybe bellowing buffalo. Tracy, you're asking about orangutans, and I think you were asking whether or not baboons are closely related or not. They're quite distantly related. Orangutans are, oh, how aggressive are baboons in relation to orangutans. Well, I mean, again, this is interesting. Aggression, Tracy, is something that is, it's quite difficult to define, but I think you'll find that baboons and orangutans are probably similarly aggressive given the same amount of threat. So I'm pretty sure that an orangutan can become extremely aggressive if it's threatened sufficiently. They do live in areas, of course, orangutans, where there are slightly fewer, that's from an old fence, where there are slightly fewer natural predators, I think, than there would be for baboons. So you'll probably find that they are not quite as angry. And also, I think an orangutan lives in a harem society. Not exactly sure. I think you'll find that they're probably slightly less prone to violence than baboons are. But of course, chimpanzees are very violent when they want to be. And they, of course, are also great apes. So orangutans, chimpanzees, gorillas, gibbons, and bonobos. Yes, Paul, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Indeed, you know, this is going to be a distressing thing for you to hear. But yes, baboons do not hold baby lion cubs up over a rock when they're born. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Sorry about that, Paul. Oh, quickly, Dave. There's a Wahlberg's eagle being savaged by a fork-tailed drongo. I love this. Those little drongos are utterly fearless. Two of them now. Now, Wahlberg's eagle is not even an eater of drongos, really. I mean, I suppose it would eat one if it could catch it. Isn't that cool? And the only way that eagle will escape is to go higher and higher and higher on the thermal that he's on. So cool. And whether he's actually making contact or not, I don't know. That's not a Wahlberg's eagle, you know that, David. Its tail is too wide. I don't know what it is then. We'll just call it a tawny eagle. I think it is a tawny eagle, actually. When it flapped like that, I could see that the end backs of the wings were slightly darker than the back of the bird. So I think pretty sure that's a tawny eagle. That is so cool. Alright, let's just look around here for distressed looking buffalo with male lions on the back. We don't have much time left. We'll just have a quick drive through here. This is roundabout where Connor said he heard the noise. Now Byron is lurking about, also wondering about lions and buffalo and elephant and contemplating his existence. Let's go and find out what conclusions he's come to.
James, you always make me feel so good about myself, thank you. We just, basically enjoying the moment after the actual event. It's nice to just now drive around and see what pops up. After such an exciting sighting, you really don't have to find too much else. You can just enjoy being out here. See what birds you bump into. There was a dwarf mongoose that ran in front of us earlier, just ran past us. Only one, didn't see others. They're probably hiding in the bush, in the scrub somewhere. Zoe, oh, there's a vulture up at the top. And this question was for Brian. Oh, there it goes. White-backed vulture, everyone. Off it goes. And some zebra up ahead. Oh, look at that. There we go. Some zebra over there. So, Zoe, you asked Brian if he's going to plant more sunflowers. Brian, when did you plant sunflowers?
I planted sunflowers not too long ago. The wilderness came in and ate them.
Ate all of them. Oh,
my hard work, my babies.
So, are you going to try? Plant some more?
No, I won't.
No.
Because them animals are going to come in and eat them again.
So Zoe, yeah, the thing is, if you plant beautiful flowers that also taste good, you get all these animals coming in and feeding on them. So it probably won't be worthwhile. So Brian says no.
I'm bleak with sunflowers now. Very bleak.
Brian's horticulturalist days are over. Sure. Word of the day, James. I hope James heard that one. I think he may be quite impressed. Nice to see a little herd, actually quite a big herd of zebra. There are quite a few around here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, about 16 or so. Just a quick count, a quick scan. Counted about 16 or so. And see all these animals. We're starting to see a lot more zebra and wildebeest on Djuma. Well, I can definitely see a difference in the last 2 weeks I've been here, or 3 weeks actually. Because of all this green grass that has popped up, and there's definitely been an increase in wildebeest and zebra activity around here. Enjoying this area very, very much. And we've been so lucky, everyone, because just south of us, not too far south of us and north of us, there's been very little rain, and a lot of those areas are still looking very barren, and which is not good. So hopefully they will start getting rain soon. We do need a lot of rain. Some beautiful birds calling, the starlings, and it sounds like a white-browed scrub robin calling. Everything seems so peaceful now again. It's amazing how the bush has this ability or the wilderness has this ability to go from almost complete chaos to complete calm in a matter of minutes. It's wonderful, really special to see. It's a magnificent zebra. I do enjoy seeing them. They are beautiful. It's incredible to think that. Oh, an unhappy elephant up ahead. Can't see it. Just heard it calling. That little trumpet. Did you hear that? Oh, it sounds like there's a big herd at the dam. Shall we go have a look quickly, everyone? I was just going to say quickly about the zebra. It's fascinating if you think that every one is completely unique. Their patterns are just like our fingerprints, completely different. And what I also find so fascinating is when the foals are born, the zebra foals, their mother's pattern is embedded in their memory immediately. So they are able to recognize their mother in a herd of zebra very, very quickly. It's fascinating. Isn't nature wonderful? Oh, here's this elephant. Just having a look at this elephant. It seems very upset about something. It's chasing the zebra. I hope I get this name right. It was a Patton that just asked the question about the zebra and what benefits. Oh, Saturn asked the question. Wants to know what are the benefits of the zebra having stripes as opposed to the other animals which don't, and from a ecological and evolutionary point of view, what is the benefit? So the theory behind the stripes is that it is a way for the zebra to kind of protect themselves. And I say it's a theory because it hasn't necessarily been proven, 100% proven. But the one theory that I've read up about and that I think is the most plausible is that when these zebra do get chased by something, when they're running in these herds, when they're all running together, it makes it difficult because of these stripes. Oh, this elephant's very upset. While they're running and these stripes are all, or the zebra all close together, these stripes start blending in. And have a look, everyone. There's some elephant just off to our right. Some youngsters are herd. Anyway, so as I was saying, these stripes start blending in, and it makes it difficult for the predator to basically single out an individual when they are hunting. So which makes sense, everybody. And if you do see zebra running together, it does. I mean, if you looked quickly, you wouldn't necessarily be able to see where one starts and one ends. If it's a big herd of zebra, and I always think, well, if you're trying to count them, it's very difficult at times. So I think that is plausible, and again, we don't really know exactly what these predators see, but apparently they see in black and white, so it might make it a little bit confusing for them. So that is the one theory, and that is the one that I think is probably more plausible. So to answer your question in a nutshell, I think it's purely a case of it may ensure that the zebra stay safe. They can look after one another, they stay together in herds, and that will deter predators from hunting them, or make it harder for predators to hunt them, so their lifespan may be a lot longer. So that's why they've evolved like that, I think. Possibly. There are other theories that it helps regulate body temperature and that, but I don't think that's 100% true. I don't think so. Anyway, so these elephants seem to be moving off. I just wanted to see if there are some more at the dam. While I do that, let's head back to James and find out what he is contemplating at the moment.
I'm contemplating these buffalo, everybody. Now, we're in and around the area where Connor said he heard the was how he described it to me on the telephone when I phoned him. And they don't seem to be very panicked at all. So I think they were probably just having a fight with each other. It's an interesting group. There's largely males, but 1 or 2 cows in the group. Andre, you have got the best idea of anyone that I can imagine. You have said that when you have children, you will not be showing them The Lion King. You will be showing them Safari Live. That will save us all a great deal of heartache, I must say. Although the story in The Lion King, while it is a great fallacy, is a good one. And of course the songs, well, the songs, David, they are magnificent too. All right, everyone, that's going to be it from David and I. Remember, we are on Drive this afternoon again from 4 to 7. And if you've been watching on Periscope, thank you, first of all. And secondly, we will be live on Periscope again this afternoon. So until then, stay safe and happy where you are. And I'm going to hand you back, I think, to Byron for the last few minutes of the drive.
Well, thank you very much, James, and I'm sure we'll see James later again. Look here, everybody, there's a herd of elephant around here. Hang on, I'm just trying to see if I can get a nice gap for us to see them. Where's that road? There we go. Oh, we might see them coming towards us. That would be nice. Some slightly less aggravated elephant. Well, it really has been a fantastic drive this morning. So exciting. A lot going on. So I hope all of you have enjoyed it as much as we have. Brian and I are still very excited about that sighting. James, you've asked, and you say you often do that, you ask James's question is, can I sum up the sighting that we had with those lions and elephant and buffalo in one word? One word, sure. Let me think quickly, James. I would say, sure, I don't know.
Spectacular.
Spectacular, Brian, is that your words? Spectacular, magnificent, intriguing. Intriguing, I think I would go with intriguing. Because there was a lot going on and we didn't know how it was going to end, and so it was, yeah. So I'm going to go intriguing.
Intriguing.
Again, thank you very much to all our viewers for all your comments and joining and questions and joining us today. It really is always fantastic hearing from all of you, and glad that you could enjoy it so much with us. Dina, you say your word would be exhilarating. Wonderful. Yeah, exhilarating, definitely. Look at these elephants coming out towards us now, and the little ones. Just quickly, those viewers who joined us on Periscope this morning, it will be up again this afternoon, so you can watch via Periscope. Which is great. Just another way for more people to join us on Safari Live and get to witness all these wonderful animals and experiences with us, which is so important and so wonderful. Oh, this is lovely. What a way to end. Isn't this fantastic, everyone? Lovely way to end the show. There's a large one coming through the bush there. So, thank you very much again to everybody. Thank you to my friend Brian for amazing camera work this morning and the thumb. It was really great, Brian. Thank you. Thank you to Lou and Kirst in the final control. And of course, thank you to James and Dave. Always wonderful being on drive with them. We're going to watch these elephants again. And thank you. Don't forget to join us this afternoon on Safari Live. And we will see you then. Have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are in the world. Goodbye, everybody.